For Hereford United fans, at this time of year, the most famous goal the team has ever scored always gets an erring. Ronnie Radford's sensational strike in that cup win over Newcastle was 24 years ago, a long time. So who could be the Ronnie Radford of the 90s for a new generation of Hereford United fans?
Every FA Cup we get phone calls for Ronnie Radford's telephone number. Well, I would just like Steve White to score a winning goal today. That from evermore it'll be Steve White's number.
Striker Steve White and 8,000 odd Hereford fans, marching bands, apprentice cheerleaders, they catch them young at Hereford, were all up for the cup. And that included the club mascot, Freetown Kudos. Hereford were bullish about their chances of upsetting Spurs.
When they come and look at the pitch, the dressing room, it's not what they're used to. Our lads will be up for it. They realise it's a big occasion. They realise pitting the wits against some very fine players, they've got to concentrate, they've got to be disciplined, they've got to be organised, and all those sort of things come into play. And that passion and that element of luck about the FA Cup, there is a little bit of magic about it. Somewhere today there will be a cup upset, and there's no reason why we shouldn't believe it's going to be at Edinburgh.
From the outset, Hereford did their best to hustle Spurs. A sticky pitch showed signs of cutting up early on, and Chris Armstrong's miss after 14 minutes was evidence it was going to be a difficult afternoon for Tottenham. And Hereford were giving as good as they got. Gary Mabbutt had to make a timely challenge when Nicky Cross found a shooting opportunity. But the third division club were rocked back on their heels after 31 minutes. Teddy Sheringham couldn't get a clear strike at goal. Darren Caskey's shot was missing. Ronnie Rosenthal diverted it in. The opening goal for Tottenham, they led at half-time, but Hereford weren't put off one little bit, and heavy rain, determined the second half, was going to make conditions even more difficult. Hereford started the second 45 minutes like men possessed. They charged forward, and under pressure, a combination of Rosenthal and Caskey brought down Tony Pounder. The penalty decision was greeted by a mighty Hereford roar at Edgar Street. But heart sank as skipper Dean Smith blasted the ball high and wide. It would have been easy for Hereford to capitulate, but the miss seemed to fire them up even more. Within minutes, Downing's corner was headed in by John Brough. The crowd got the scent of another giant killing, and one that would rival the 1972 victory over Newcastle. Hereford tails were definitely up. Spurs weren't enjoying trying to play on a worsening pitch, and Steve White had a chance to elevate his popularity standing to Ronnie Radford proportions. Teddy Sheringham nearly won the game late on for Spurs. Chris MacKenzie had to make a great save. Hereford continued to drag their legs through the mud and bombard the Spurs goal. It all ended 1-1. Hereford stand to make another £150,000 from the replay. They want to take their bull to White Hart Lane, but behind the smiles there was a degree of disappointment.
I think I've seen the players play a lot better than we did first half, even allowing for the quality of the opposition. And second half, despite atrocious conditions, I thought we came out and passed it well and worked it into good areas, and certainly caused Spurs a lot of problems. And I felt in that period of the game that we might well go on and win it, but we let them off the hook a little bit. And but we can look forward to the game at White Hart Lane now. It'll be another good occasion for the club.
I wasn't sitting very comfortable, I must say. All credit to Hereford. They really had a go at it. I think if we'd have got the second goal in the first half, obviously the time might have been over, but it never is over until the final whistle. The one thing that, as I say, that did please me is when they scored, at least we showed a bit of character that we came back into it when perhaps they were going for our throat then.
This is what the FA Cup is all about, a great result.
Well, it might have been. It isn't quite, is it? I mean, I think the outside world thinks it's a great result, but within the dressing room, we're disappointed that we haven't gone through.
Story of